Do you ever get curious about how people wash their motorbikes? It's not a subject that's talked about enough on YouTube, and it's not something that I've ever really thought or talked about much. I just kind of do it as part of my routine. So if you want to learn how I wash my motorbike, and then we can start a bit of a conversation in the comments, then stick with us on this video today on Dreamscape Automotive. And of course, if you're liking this content, and especially if you're back for some content with the GSX-S 1000, then give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment on the video, and let me know what you think. So we're going to go through all the products, we're going to go through the technique, we're going to go through the use of snow foam on a motorbike, which is a controversial topic, and then we're going to have a listen to that exhaust again. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's have a look at how I wash my GSX-S 1000 on Dreamscape Automotive. Enjoy.
Underground, yeah, going underground.
Let's go. First things first then, so the best way to wash a motorbike is definitely to have it on double paddock stands. The reason for this is you can turn the wheels, so the wheels will turn front and back, and it gives you an advantage when you're trying to get into the wheel, because as you can see, it's quite tight there to get into the wheel. So double paddock stands is always the best way. I would recommend, if you're putting your bike on paddock stands, that you get some assistance. I just had to get my dad to help me because it is a difficult process to do it on your own, especially on a sloped driveway. So definitely consider getting some paddock stands. It just makes your life a hell of a lot easier, as you're going to see when I'm working through the process. So big up on the paddock stands. Let's have a closer look at the bike. So the last time that I was out, it was pouring with rain on the way back. I got caught out big time, and for anybody that's a biker will know that that always gets you in a bit of a mess. So let's have a look at the bike. So I'm going to try and get as close as I can, but you can see fully dirty. The carbon on the exhaust is disgusting. Look at all that dirt in there. Engine cover, all absolutely bogging. There's literally dirt everywhere, all the way around the wheel. So yeah, the bike's looking quite tired. It's never nice to see a bike, especially one in like MotoGP blue, that's disgusting. It just shows that you don't look after your bike. So I came home that time and put it in the garage because it was raining, and I've just getting round to it now. So the bike will be coming out over the next few weeks for some content on the channel. So let's get this thing cleaned up. So normal stuff then. So jet wash, obviously I'll talk through what I'm doing whilst I'm doing it, but you always want to keep the jet wash on a low pressure when you're washing a motorbike, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And I've got my usual products here that I use to wash the car. So we've got the foaming car wash, which is obviously foaming anything wash, that's what's in the bucket. Nice pH neutral product. We've got Turtle Wax Red Line Wheel Cleaner because I feel there's quite a bit of brake dust on the wheels, so I'm going to use that. You just need to make sure you don't get it on the components. I've got Polar Blast Snow Foam, same stuff that I use to wash the car. Best stuff ever. And then my wee Karcher bottle. This is just enough. I've only got it about half full right now because you don't need a lot of snow foam for the bike. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the back wheel and the front wheel with some Red Line Wheel Cleaner. And I'm just going to turn the wheel as I'm doing it. On both sides. So the main thing here is you want to try and avoid getting it on the chain, because obviously this is designed to break down like brake dust and stuff. But you don't want to strip any of the lubrication off your chain, so just be careful you don't get it sprayed all over the chain. And I'll just do the same with the front wheel. So that's going to give us a chance to get all the kind of thicker stuff off of the wheels, as it has been sitting on the bike for quite some time. It's been a few weeks since that last ride out. So let that sit in the wheels for 5 minutes, same as you would on the car, and then we're going to start getting prepped for snow foam. This is unfortunately one of the most controversial subjects about washing a motorbike, is whether or not you should put snow foam on your bike, right? Now, I put snow foam on my bike because I know that the products I use are really good, and I know that I can't spray it too hard on the screen or in any of the components. Now, if you just use your head, think logically about where you would and wouldn't want to put soapy bubbles. So I don't want them too deep into the screen. I don't want them too deep into any sort of fittings or light fittings or anything like that. So there's nothing wrong with just a nice light touch of snow foam, and it will do the exact same as what it would do on your car. We just let it run off the bike just for 5 minutes, and that will lift any of the kind of initial surface dirt, and then we just lightly spray it off when we're taking the wheel cleaner off, and then we can put more foam on and we can sponge it the same as we would the car. The process is exactly the same, just as I said, be a bit more careful around like the exhaust and some of the connections and stuff. But the bikes are a bit harder wearing than what people like to tell you. They do survive in the rain. So as we can see, nicely covered. No getting the jet wash too close to the screen or anything like that. Nice, light touch, no need to be going too close, doing anything mental. And then we just let it run off for 5 minutes like we would the car. The bike does look pretty good with snow foam on it, I must admit. I think that's a thumbnail if I've ever seen one. That's been dripping off the bike now for about 5 or 6 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the jet wash on. The only place on the bike that I'm going to put the jet wash on hard is going to be on the wheels, and I'll be very, very careful when I'm doing that. As I was saying before, do not put the jet wash on hard next to any stickers, and the screen, next to any wires or cables. Just think you wouldn't be jet washing cables or anything like that, so don't be doing it when you're washing your bike. So that's only been snow foam on, let it drip, jet wash it off, and it already looks a hell of a lot better given how dirty it was before. I do like washing the bike, you know, so obviously there's still residual snow foam on here, but that'll get sorted when we go through the next stage of washing. So we achieved quite a lot there with just a light jet wash and some snow foam. So same as what I would do with the car, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to foam it again, and then I'm going to do a contact wash. Now for this, it's the exact same thing as you would do when you're washing a car. So you get 2 buckets, preferably ones that have got a grit guard in the bottom, because both of these buckets have got grit guards in the bottom, and you use your product of choice and you go between the 2 buckets. If you just watch what I'm doing in a minute, this basically stops any of the grit that's on the bike, on the surface of the paint, going back into the warm water and then potentially getting lifted back up with the sponge again and causing scratches. So I'm going to foam it again, and then I'm going to go for a contact wash. Better to just always have a contact as well, just to make sure. You see what I mean about the paddock stand? Look how much easier it is for me to get into the wheel and turn the wheel. Honestly, it's like unmatched how easy it is. Right, so I've got a turtle wax wash mitt that I also use for the car here. Very, very good, Halfords. and I'm just going to lightly go across the body. There's no need on these bikes to be going too hard because the dirt's never as bad as what it is on a car. You just need to try and make sure that you're getting into all the wee cracks and just getting all the way around the frame. There's all these bits that you can't really see until you're up close, so you just have to try and catch it all. The front of the bike always gets it bad with flies, obviously, when you're going at breakneck speeds, but if you just let the warm wash mitt sit on the flies for a minute, the hot water should take it away. Get into that. Just a light touch on the screen. These TFT screens are quite, LED screens, whatever you want to call them, quite delicate, so just be careful. Up in the back of the mirror there. Sus. I've actually just realised that underneath the seat here is really, really dirty, so I'm going to take the same sponge as I used for the wheel because it's just a better type of cleaning implement for under here. Pretty dirty. Obviously the hugger under here helps, but when you get caught in the rain, not really too much you can do. You just need to get home. Okay. You can always give your, quite often the flies and stuff get stuck all over handlebars and everything, so you just give it all a quick whirl over. Right, for the most part that's all of the sponge and wash mitt work done. So I'm going to do the same as I've done before, put the jet wash on, a nice light setting. Now the jet wash that I've got is a Karcher K4 and it's got like a mode selector on it where you can turn it to reduce the pressure. If you don't have that on your jet wash, stand far back, or I would just recommend that you don't use a jet wash, you just use a hose. Really, the jet wash is good, but you don't want to risk damaging stickers, liveries, screens, anything like that. So let's get this soap off. All the soap is off. Now, same as you would with any other vehicle, obviously it's nice when you're finished to dry it, especially with a motorbike because it's going to go back in the garage now. And it's probably going to sit in the garage until the next time I ride it, so I don't want any watermarks or anything like that sitting on it. So I've got one of these turtle wax drying towels from Halfords. I've got a few of these, they're really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this strip dry for a minute. Then I'm going to go over it and I'm going to get all the water off, and then we'll get in for a clean close-up of the GSX-S 1000 MotoGP edition. It's quite hard to dry a bike because it's quite sharp, like all these bits are quite sharp, so it kind of hurts your hands a wee bit, but it's best to just get all the surface water off because it's going back in there for a wee bit before I ride it again. But yeah, so that was it. Process, pretty simple. Just be mindful of, as I said, don't be jet washing your components or getting ridiculously crazy with the snow foam. Just take it easy, just do it nice and easy, and you'll be okay. So the products that I used, Autoglym Polar Blast, Autoglym Polar Foam Wash, Redline Wheel Cleaner, and my Karcher Jet Wash, Turtle Wax Drying Towel, Turtle Wax Wash Mitt, and the 2-bucket method, then you really can't go wrong. So that's going to be it. What we're going to do is we're going to jump in close, we're going to have a look at the clean bike. I'm going to treat you to a clip of the Yoshimura R11 race exhaust, but let's all just prepare for the next video with the bike. which is going to be Loch Lomond, open roads, me on the bike, and plenty of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed that process. Not something that I've ever documented before because it's just such a simple thing, but I hope that was beneficial for you. And of course, roast me in the comments if you think I've done something that I shouldn't have been doing. Maybe you don't think I should be using snow foam. Tell me why. I've never had an issue. So I'm going to end this video with some close-up clips of the clean bike, and then the last bit is going to be a clip of this mental exhaust. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching. Remember, click like, click subscribe, comment on the video, and let me know what you think. And give me your opinion on the GSX-S 1000. Thank you. Right, let's get some close-ups. So, very clean, very shiny. Got to love that. It's a shame here with these are scratched because of my leathers. I'll do a wee bit of chat about that in the next bike video. But she is looking good. Love that double stacked headlight, man. Everything is nice and clean. It really is amazing the difference with these bikes, like if they're dirty. They do look pretty dull, but when they're clean, they look fantastic. Look at that R11 race exhaust. Is that not a piece of art? That is art, if you ask me. Right, let's hear that exhaust. I don't know how many of you have heard that R11 race exhaust a straight through on one of these bikes, but it's pretty gnarly. I don't know how well that's coming through on the mic, but right, we'll see you next time.